I think you guys in I Mother Earth, that play is there because you have in even the recorded songs, you guys have more jams and crazy guitar riffs and breakdowns and interludes than most people have in their songs. So I think there's that creativity and play within the songs. And then live, you're just talking about like, oh, I think that's a 15-minute song. And
Oh yeah, if there's four
you extend
songs,
everything even more. So, you know, how integral are those epic jams to kind of the central heart of I Mother Earth and what they're known for?
oh, that's a huge part of what the band is, right? It's this big organic jam, and it's
Yeah.
all. It's really it comes. I think you had sent me a message that you thought the Jag sounds like the Canadian Tom Morello, right? And that's his skill set and the fact that he probably uses a whammy a lot, so he hits all those
Well,
high
just that
screaming notes.
it's so keep in mind I had just listened to 4 albums straight. And what I got out of it was just how unique his guitar playing is. So the
Yep.
actual playing, the creativity, how unique the sounds are. So that's some of the Tom Morello is that stuff. Just
Yeah.
how unique, how creative, how different, how he's playing with the sounds. It's not just a guitarist. It's like a sonic scientist where the sounds are
Sonic
important
Scientist.
too, you
I
know?
love that. That's actually a great DJ name. DJ the Sonic
You
Scientist,
want to
right?
start a DJ duo? Will be the Sonic Scientist. I have no DJ talent, so I'm
That's
hoping
a
you do.
really good name. I think we just gave it away on the podcast though. Quickly
Well,
buy that domain.
it'll be trademarked when this goes live. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that
The
that all
Jag
that all
as
that
Canadian
jamming,
Tom Morello.
yeah, all that jamming stuff, and you're hearing Tom Morello because it's unique and cool and interesting to listen to and uniquely him. But that band, they're all in their 50s, I guess. I think Danielle just turned 60 even. I'm in my mid 40s. But they come from the school of Van Halen. So you're
Mm,
hearing a lot of Eddie inspired tones.
okay.
Jag really has that brown sound that Eddie always talked about. I don't know what it's called when people hear music in colors, but that's what we're doing, and it's creating a brown sound. And his, I don't ever like to talk for other people, but I can tell from my experience playing with them that their stuff comes from Van Halen. Rush is a huge influence on what they do, which are these long, epic, progressive songs. King Crimson is another one that's a long, progressive jam sort of things, but their main love is Santana. They all love Santana,
I
right?
saw
And
him in
I,
Montreal.
yeah, and I never really paid that much attention to Santana before playing with those guys, and that's what it is. It's just these inspired jams, and so a lot of what we do is based on what Santana does,
So
and
do
a
you
lot
think
of the
I wanted to ask about the cowbell? There's a lot of cowbell. There's a lot
well,
of
that's in Latin
percussion.
music, right? All of
So I'm wondering, is that actually the Santana? I was wondering where all this percussion and cowbell comes from. Is that actually the Santana influence? And the other thing I was going to ask is, with so much cowbell,
yeah,
do you think Will Ferrell is deeply proud of I Mother Earth for taking his favorite instrument to the world stages?
I would love Will to join the band for a show. That'd be so killer. I don't
Yeah.
know how Danielle would feel about it.
His
But
drum offs with his twin in the Red Hot Chili Peppers,
oh,
Chad
those
Smith.
are
It's
amazing,
given him
right?
some experience on the drums. So maybe he could actually pull off a show as your drummer. Who knows?
It's pretty cool. So well, the cowbell, it's and all that percussion, it all, and Santana, it all comes from Latin music, right? Um, and the cowbell is one of those instruments that can carry over top of everything and carry that rhythm, and when you get into Latin music, I'm not an expert, but I know a lot of it is done with clapping, right? Clapping that part of your hand so it's nice and really loud. And you get those. That is like a I'm Other kind of rhythm. And you would hit that on the cowbell so that you can really, really hear it, right? And that's how I'm hearing it, anyways. Is it's a carrier of your rhythm, and it can really help. And I had a really good friend who was the musicology teacher at the University of Ghana that I grew up with. That was a drummer friend of mine. And it was the same thing when he played in the Ghana Drum Ensemble in Toronto. He was the only white guy in this band. But he was teaching us, and the Salads were actually having the Ghana Drum Ensemble play shows with us all over the place. It was amazing. But it's carried the same way. It's either like on a djembe playing one constant rhythm like that everybody else sort of revolves around. And a cowbell can carry that, I guess. So it's the percussion is a huge part of it. And where I stand on stage in I Mother Earth, I'm directly in front of the percussion set. And it is so fun, Joel. Oh my gosh, because Danielle is amazing. And the amount of cool rhythmic stuff happening directly behind me that's just keeping me in time. And it's all like 16ths and it's all really quick. So you're always hearing ticka, 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 which makes it really, really easy to play in time. When something's going duck, 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 duck.
There's a lot of space in between, right?
Yeah, it's a lot easier when things are going ticka, 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 ticka. So it can really keep the speed up and wow, is it ever inspiring? Yeah.
Do you find yourself turning around and kind of jamming with him quite frequently in the show?
All the time, just trying to get his eye and trying to catch his eye. And he's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful man too. And he just, and the love that he can give you mid song is just, yeah, it helps. It helps. So. And it's one of the things where, as we talk right now, Joel, and our numbers are jumping up. I'm not sure when you're airing this, but we're in the middle of the COVID virus taking a new turn, and it looks like it's likely shutting down shows. And we're going to take caution because we don't know how dangerous it is yet. Hopefully, this wave ends quick enough. But I can tell you that driving around yesterday, listening to the news, knowing this is impending, I thought about Danielle and I thought about percussion and I thought about this little taste that I've had in this break where we got to do live shows again. And talking to you about it right now, I just feel like breaking down and crying because it's everything. It's everything. It's that rhythm and music and just doing that thing that we do and we love. And now to have it stop again, I need to have that percussion behind me.
They just announced that any sporting or entertainment events over 1,000 people is cut back down to 50%. So that's starting to.
And that's in Ontario, right? Yeah.
Right. So hopefully it's just, maybe a month and then it opens up again. And these shows
aren't until
March. So
that's what I'm hoping.
Or at least the Ottawa show's in March, I think.
Yeah. Looking at the numbers and other places, it seems these waves happen for a month, but we'll see. We'll see, because I would hate to miss the opportunity to keep playing with these guys, because oh my gosh, to come back and do it is a real reminder. It got weird. It's like you almost forget a little bit. I know how important it is and how you were talking about how you decide what you're going to do when you're 17. Whenever I'm on stage playing, I know that it's absolutely the thing I need to be doing right at that moment. There's no question. It's like, yes, this is exactly it. Like, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm alive. This is the best thing I could possibly be doing with my time right now. It's about to go away again, right? And that's very, very difficult. So
when you said you got your tickets to Jacob Collier, before the pandemic, I was going to ask, what was life like before the pandemic? I can't remember what that was like back then. So
it's cool, right? There was a trend going on the other day, Joel. Post a photo of yourself pre-pandemic, right? Like, and I found it. I loved that trend going around because it really made me think hard about the looks on people's faces and their state of minds, and prior to really your psyche and the life you're used to being turned upside down, right? Like, everybody's changed. And when you
Yeah.
see all those pictures, it's like, whoa, right? Like we were so relaxed. We really were. We felt tense, but we were so relaxed. So, and nobody is anymore. Like we're very wound up, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, the pandemic's been tough for me. I'm very social. I'm normally running a bunch
yes,
of events. So all the
I know you
events,
are.
I
Yeah.
haven't done an event in 2 years.
My gosh.
I would normally have
Yeah, you're about sharing knowledge with large groups of people,
exactly.
right?
So
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
days a week or more, I would have like 20 to 30 people in my house just teaching business and
Ooh, that's so
networking. And
wonderful.
you know, and my every year I have this like this famous birthday house party where I have like 100 people in
Yes.
my
Yes.
house.
Thank you for the invite.
There you go. And
Yeah.
and then there's just nothing for 2 years. So it's been very, you know, it's been very hard. And I think this podcast helps where I still technically get to sit down with people and be social and have conversations. But
Oh
you know,
yeah. I'm being drawn to the screen so hard right now, Joe. I feel like just climbing inside of your room
yeah,
there. Like
give,
it's like, oh, come
give me
on.
a
I just
hug
want
like
to,
Jag gave you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to do something like that. It's strange.
I accept
Yeah.
your digital offer.
Well, the metaverse is coming. We can make it
Yeah,
real
in
soon.
yeah, the metaverse in March at the show in Ottawa, I'll cash in on my hug. So
Okay.
there
Okay.
we go.
Game.